So where did the Dame stem from, your drag queen personality? Like, where does this persona come from?
There's a lot of things that are inspiration for my drag character, and at the moment it's not. It's just in like the beginning phase. And when I was younger, I always liked these characters in TV where men dressed up as women, but more like in a comic way. And I always like these more over the top women. When I was a child, I have like a family member, a large woman with red hair and big jewels, and she was like, I think I'm kind of her because she's always had this red hair, and I like red hair, and I like to be like big and over the top. And then my inspiration is from like more old school drag. I want to be like a man dressed as a woman, so you can actually see that I'm a man, and I'm putting on some makeup and having fun with it as well. Like Dame Edna, the Australian drag queen who have been in the drag business for like 40 years and was like one of the first ones to come to mainstream television. And I always liked the Danish queen, and no, the old Danish queen before she abdicated, but she's still here. And her way of expressing herself and the way, like, this classy thing, but she had like a fun humor side of her, and I think I use her as well. And I actually have the Danish queen here for one of the Danish wins.
Tell me about your tattoos.
A lot of them is inspired by the Eurovision Song Contest. I have a small one from each year. Like Sweden have won like 7 times, so I have 7 small items from inspired by Sweden. And there's like a dollar horse here. Then you have this thing from IKEA. I like documentaries about people and taking stuff from other people and put them in my persona, especially some like 90s documentaries. There's a documentary about an old lady who used to be like, maybe she was a countess or something, but she lived this over the top life, like eating oysters, and was just like a fun person to watch. And I think that's my inspiration as well.
So you take inspiration from like real life people or
Yeah.
women when they do extreme things.
Yeah, I like when it's extreme and over the top, and not only women actually. I think sometimes there's also some kind of thing from men in it. And then another thing, I always loved colors, and I always loved like dressing in colors. And I think here I can put the colors more extreme.
What did your life look like before you moved here?
Maybe it was more vibrant because you can use the city more. I have all my friends nearby and everything, so it was easier to just do things. And I actually think that's why this drag thing started, because that's an excuse to do something. So my life was more vibrant and more like going to theaters and going to restaurants and going to the movies, and so I use the city more. So now I'm actually trying to do the same here, where I'm the thing that people want to go to when they go out.
What inspired you to leave the city and start a new life on this island?
Anas, my husband, is from here, so it was quite easy to just move here. We wanted to move out of the city, wanted to get a house and more space. We actually knew we have like the beginning of a network here with his family and some of his old friends, so it was easier to move here. And I told Anas if I wanted to move here, I wanted to do something that makes it different. And when you live in a small place like this, that you actually use the community, you know people, and I want to be a part of that. Now I'm actually here, I'm a full-time Bornholmer. Then I started doing these volunteering jobs at the theater.
In what way did the theater help you evolve your drag? persona?
At the beginning, I was not supposed to be on stage. I was just like the director, and I was just the one who writing all the sketches and everything. And for some reason, I ended up on the stage as well. Then I got some friends there, some younger people who also want to do something. They was the one pushing me, like, come on, let's do it. We can do this. So it's just like a reawakening of being on stage, because I haven't done stage things for a long time.
So you actually found some unexpected support, like your inspiration to actually, or your push to actually do it came from younger people you were teaching.
Yeah,
At the
exactly.
theater.
Exactly. And then we made this small project with doing like a drag bingo show, and we made it like a theater production, and there was a script and everything. So it was just like, it was actually an extended version of the theater classes we had.
Okay, so what are we doing right now?
We're going to one of these thrift stores to see if we can find any costumes or anything I can use for costumes. Maybe there's a hat, maybe there's a dress. Usually here I can find like lawn gowns.
Nice man. Okay, so what do we do now?
Another thrift store. Let's see if we can find some more bingo prizes, and maybe a dress we can redo.
Okay.
Maybe a wig.
A wig?
Yeah.
But how many wigs do you have now?
I have like 2 good wigs, like styled wigs. First wig. And then I have like a pussycat wig, like a short one.
But what is a styled wig?
A styled wig is like where you can use, there's curls in it and it's bobbed.
So it's already styled?
Yeah, so you usually when you do drag, it's better to have like, your hair has to look bigger than usually.
It's like you have broad shoulders, so make the hair bigger just for the shoulders to seem smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
So,
be
yeah.
more in many ways.
It's more like it has to be over the top and too much. I can't wear just a flat wig. And yeah, like I don't want to look like a pedestrian. I want to look like, yeah, a drag queen. And my style is very,
Is that the right word?
yeah, they use it in Drag Race.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
the thing. What
yeah.
is that? Just a normal person, or?
Yeah, because some drag queens want to be more like real women. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And my style is more like a character, and not. I don't want to look like a woman. If you look at me, you have to be sure that okay, that's a man in a dress.
Yes.
It's actually just difficult to describe because I want to look over feminine because my character is over feminine.
But you want to look like a caricature of
Yeah.
a woman,
Yeah.
not an actual woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can find here.
All right. So what are you looking for?
I usually find games and stuff that is funny for me when it's quite nostalgic and I can make some funny jokes. So I always use myself, what I find funny, and then I put it into these prizes. And this game is like, it's an iconic thing for Danish television, and there's so many jokes I can actually use in my shows.
Next up.
Another thrift store.
Do you feel like you were giving anything up by moving from Copenhagen to Bornholm or to Læksø? It's not even the biggest city on Bornholm.
No.
It's
the most vibrant city and more forward-looking city.
Læksø compared to the other towns.
I think I would never have tried doing the drag thing if I moved to Rønne. There's more like open-minded in Læksø. And you ask me if I gave anything up. Of course I gave a lot of my friends and family lives in Copenhagen. It's easier to find like a daytime job with
the experience I have and the things I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different to find like this daytime job. So now I'm trying to do this drag thing and maybe just find a job that can pay the bills.
Make
Next
it
time.
like a full-time thing.
Hopefully, and of
At some
course,
point.
Bornholm is like the start. I'm the only drag queen here. So of course, Bornholm
You're
is
the first
start.
one here.
Yeah,
You're Bornholm's first drag queen.
as I know.
If there are anyone else,
Let us
drag
know.
queens in Bornholm who's from here, who lives here, please
Please,
shout out.
maybe we can
Let us
be,
know.
Maybe we can be sisters.
Yes. Did you face any challenges in daring to become a drag queen and like follow your dream and the authenticity of you?
I kind of have this thing about going on with body issues, and I've always been like the chubby kid, more chubby than I am now. This with body hair and like was quite manly, and I always had like the thing in my head that if you do drag, you have to be like thin and you have to wear dresses that are slim, and I think in the last couple of years I've worked with that a lot. I figured out there are different kinds of drag, so you don't have to wear skinny dresses all the time. And now I know that if I want to do drag, I had to do these small things to reshape my body so it looks like I want it to look like. Don't want to shave my legs, so I always wear like pantyhose so you can't see my hairs on my legs because I want them when I'm not in drag. And that's also why I wear gloves, because I want to still have the hairs on my arms when I'm not in drag, but it depends on what I'm wearing. And I think that there's been a lot of change in drag as well, and there's a lot of different ways to do drag. I do it my way, and this is the way I want to do drag. I can always be better. Sometimes I get inspiration from other drag queens. I can see some of them are still having their chest hairs, and some drag queens have a mustache, and some drag queens are using the more manly part in their drag. No women are the same either, and there are different kinds of bodies. I want to be a mirror of something real, yeah, in a fun way.
So it's also about body positivity.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still working on that.
It's an ongoing process.
Yeah, because I like to buy my dresses in thrift stores. A lot of dresses I buy there are made for actual women, but I kind of like the way that it's actually been worn worn by a real woman. So there's kind of feminine energy in the fabric.
Why is it purple?
It's just like a school glue, and it actually just turned white after it dries out.
Oh.
So it's just, I use this one because it's easier to see where to put it on.
Ah.
So
What does being a drag queen allow you to do or express when you're performing that you normally wouldn't do?
when I do kind of these shows, then it's more, I used to say more in your face. I can speak directly to people who are in the audience and comment on them. I will never do that when I do groceries, but here I can actually comment on people, and I can, because I have this shield of drag